Hey guys, this is Deandra Chanel of the DC Power Hour, and we are here with a true pioneer and a true test of what Boss Babe is. We are here with Sandy Avila of Lady Lowrider. How are you, Sandy?
I'm good. Thank you. Thank you for having me. I
Thank you for
appreciate
coming
it.
on. I'll be real with you. This one I was so waiting for.
It's my pleasure. Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
Quite honestly, like you are what they call a true pioneer and a true boss babe. Really. I want to start off though by talking a little bit about your background, who you are for people who don't know.
Okay. So I'm just Sandy. I always say that. I'm the president of the Lady Loretta Car Club, and I don't know. I don't know what else to say about myself. I don't. I'm not really like that.
The talky type
Not
about
much the
yourself.
talky type, but I've always been the person that I let I like to people I like for people to see what I do.
Right, as opposed to talking about it.
Exactly.
More of a humble soul, we'll say.
Yeah.
So let's go back a little bit to Sandy as a little girl.
Okay.
So obviously the pioneer that we see before us wasn't always who we see. So who was Sandy as a kid?
Sandy as a kid was definitely a girly girl. I remember growing up, and I've always had a thing for cars. I've always had a thing for for like male male aspect endeavors, I guess you could say,
Mm-hmm.
because I love cars. I grew up going camping, going quadding, doing all that like kind of stuff because I have three younger brothers. But I've always been a girly girl, and I love makeup. I love fashion. I love beauty, and but I love cars.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the gist of who I am as just like my character when it comes to the scene and beauty and all that stuff. But my dad had cars growing up. When I was a child, actually, he had lowriders. But fast forward to now, my husband is the one that actively got me into the lowrider scene about 7 8 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it's I don't even know how to express what it's been. It's definitely been a journey. Um, Having the club, being a female lowrider, and everything that's come with it.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely been um, it's been exciting, scary, fun, but I love it. I love it. It's when you have a passion for it, it it's an amazing thing, and especially being a female.
I'm sure. Are you the only girl in your family?
No,
For your
actually,
siblings?
no, I actually have a sister, a
Okay.
younger sister, but she's like we're like salt and pepper. We're nothing alike. She's like I said again, I'm super like feminine, girly, makeup, all that stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
she's more like I guess you could say kind of tomboyish.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but
So your love for cars, obviously. So you grew up with it with your dad.
yeah, my dad had cars. He had lowriders when I was a child. Then as I grew up, got older, um, born and raised in Pasadena. Pasadena has a huge lowrider community.
Oh, I didn't know
They have a
that. Yeah.
huge lowrider community, and if you've ever been to Pasadena, they have what's called Old Town Pasadena.
Oh yes.
So back in the day, in the '90s, that was like the SUV big cruising spot.
Okay.
So I don't ever say like, oh, I did this in the '90s and I did none of that stuff. I just
Yeah.
it was a part of our community. It was a part of who if you were Chicana Raza growing up, you were around lowriding. That's just
Mm-hmm.
how it was. But when it comes to being like an actual lowrider and owning your vehicle and building your own vehicles, like I mean, that that's different. That's a whole
Mm-hmm.
different category of being, um, you know, that's a whole different caliber of who you are in the scene as a builder.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm sure as a driver as
Oh,
well.
definitely,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure. But you know what? I'm gonna say this: that being a driver is also one thing, but I don't take away from women that drive their men's cars. I don't take away from any female driver, but
Right.
being a builder slash lowrider is definitely
It's different.
it's different.
Next level.
For sure.
So let's fast forward. You get behind the wheel of your first car. What was that experience like?
You know when you're going on a roller coaster and you're going up, 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 up,
Yes.
up, and you know you're about to like go down, and you're that's what it feels like.
Yeah.
That's what it is for me. That's what it feels like every time I'm in my car cruising. I know I'm about to hit my switches. Like that's the excitement. That's the therapy. That's I don't know. That's the adrenaline. It's a feeling that it's just it what drives you. And if you really love it and you're really about it, that's not everybody has that feeling when you get in a car.
Right.
But I definitely do, and I miss it because my car's been gone.
We're gonna
So,
talk about that in a second, girl, because
so
you
yeah,
have some
I'm over
things.
here. I'm over here, like reminiscing and stuff. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's it's an amazing feeling. It really is. Um, like I said, all I think about right now, I don't have my car. I'm building another car, and I just don't know what to do with myself.
Yeah.
To be honest,
At what age did you first get behind the wheel of a lowrider?
honestly, 8 years ago
Oh
was when
wow.
I first got
Just
behind a
recently.
wheel of my own lowrider.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't know if I said now, but I've said this prior to, is that growing up, even just when I first came out on the scene with my husband, it wasn't the norm for females to be driving lowriders and owning lowriders. Like
That's crazy.
that
Really?
wasn't
Eight
that.
years ago?
I mean, yeah,
Wow.
that was my first. That's when I bought my lowrider. That's when I drove his. I didn't drive my dad's. I was too young.
Yeah.
But I was, around them, grew up around them, saw them.
Yeah.
And that's what I say when it goes back to like being a female lowrider builder. There's, we were, even when I first came out on the scene, I was low key passenger princess and my husband's ride for like what, a day, 2 days, and then
Yeah.
that was it. I was
You're like, nah,
nah,
man,
that's
I
it.
didn't get
I
the
was like,
driver's
nah,
seat.
hell no. I was like, this ain't for me. Like
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
didn't. That wasn't. My character is not like. Nah, I was like, I need my own car.
Yeah.
And I went and found a car, got it, built it, made it my own, and just like the rest is literally history.
Yeah.
Because it's just, I loved it. I still love it. It's just something that it's a part of me, a part of my identity, who I am. And I honestly can't see myself doing anything else. Like,
See, the thing with you is it's a little different because your car was an investment for something that became so much bigger.
yeah.
Do you realize that?
You know, people tell me that a lot. I don't think I honestly low key don't think I've really um, taken it in like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because that wasn't the plan. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like when people tell me, "Do you know this? Do you know you motivate?" And and I'm like, you
Yeah.
know what? I don't ever look at myself like that. I just look at myself as somebody that really found a passion, like a real passion that they love,
Yeah.
and ran with it, and just put, like, they say put your all into what you love, and when you do something that you really love, it shows. Like that's literally what it's been for me. And you know, I where I'm at now, and the things that have come my way and accomplished and everything, like I would have never, that wasn't it wasn't on the agenda. So
Yes.
it's hard to, to even
Process.
even just for me.
Yeah.
It really is. I don't, all I can say is, when you do what you love, it shows.
Yeah. So you get behind the wheel of your first car. You then say, you know what? Forget this. I need to get my own. I'm gonna build. Now, I'm imagining that. So I watched a special, like a wedding special for Leah Remini, the actress. And every time she turned around, they're calling her and they're like, okay, so we're gonna do this and it costs this. And she's like, what? We're gonna do this and it's gonna cost this. What do you mean? This and that. I can imagine the cost of building your first car was insane.
It is. It was. It is. It's definitely, like I said again. if you don't have the real, honest love, passion for this,
Yeah.
it's not gonna work for you.
Yeah.
Because it is. It's literally, you have to put your mind, your effort, heart, everything, your money, your time,
Mm-hmm.
everything. It's like, I mean, when you, I don't know, I don't think you can half-ass it. You
Mm-mm.
have to really, really want it. And I built Simply Beautiful, the Cutlass. I bought it as is, but then completely redid it and made it my own. Now it's in the museum. It's at the Peterson Museum, and it's been there for what, I already lost track. So many months.
Yeah.
And now I'm building another car, and I it's hard
I'm
too.
sure.
It's not even easy, like, to say, you know, um, it's a piece of cake. Anybody can do it. It's all Gucci, and just do it. It's easy to say that, but
Yeah.
when you're in the middle of a build and you've been building a car for 3 4 years, and you're down to the wire, and you're missing a part, and it's a headache.
I'm sure.
It's really a headache. It's really a process. It's really it's time consuming. It's stressful. There's been times where I've cried over parts and over dealing with people
Yeah.
and fighting with people, and relationships gone wrong with builders, and
Wow.
this, and I mean, there's
It's a
everything that
heavy
could
thing.
happen. It's happened, and it's so it is definitely not for the weak.
I'm sure. Would you say, because obviously you're married,
Hmm.
so do you think it was easier or a little bit easier because you were a married woman and you had a man already that had experience with cars where you felt like you may or may not have been taken advantage of when it comes to paying for car parts or how much it would cost to build and things of that sort?
you know Honestly, the person that I am, here's the thing with me, is even though I'm married and my husband helps me and he can do everything, I always want to do shit myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I've gone against him, going and getting parts, working with certain people, and it's bit me in the ass.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, no, I'm a female, I can do it, and blah 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 blah, and and so I've come through every obstacle that you could possibly think of.
Yeah.
And of course, I've been taken advantage of. People have ripped me off. They've done shoddy work on my cars. I've all that shit,
Yeah.
everything. So, and I'm married, like I said, but then again, I don't know if it would have been different if I would have had him do it. But that's a part of me learning and me wanting to do my own build
Yeah.
and wanting to be like, I did this.
Yeah.
Even though he can help me, and he does help me, I'm not going to take no credit from him. He helps me, and he's my number one help and support. The person that Sandy is, she wants to do shit her own
Make sure
way.
she does it on her own. It's more of an accomplishment. I understand where you're coming from. It's
Yeah.
more of an accomplishment to know that you did it on your own.
Yeah.
Because the journey and the story wouldn't be as inspiring if you
Yeah.
didn't.
Yeah.
Like, imagine the idea of, oh, so what's your story? Tell us your story about.
Oh, my husband built my car
Yeah,
for me.
my husband did it.
Yeah.
This and that.
Exactly.
You're still technically in societal eyes. You're still a transition princess.
Exactly.
You know.
And not to knock those women.
No,
I don't
at
want
all.
to knock those
We
women,
love
because I
them.
know there's plenty of women out there that their husband built their cars
Yeah.
and have helped them. But for me, it was like I wanted to do it myself.
Yeah.
Like, I wanted to make the calls. I found the build. I wanted to do it, because I was like, no, how am I going to say I built my car if you did it?
Yeah.
Even if you put the hands on it, okay, fine. I go get the parts. I go, I pick the parts. I make sure I know what's going where. I do this and I do that, and
Right.
I was like, no, I'm not gonna just. I would never just sit back and just let it happen. Like, I wanted to be involved in every aspect of my builds.
Yeah.
Everything, and I have been.
And the research that must go into this. What part you need.
Yeah.
How comparative prices. Does the price match the quality? What are you going to get out of it?
Exactly.
Like, again, a lot of people, because me and myself, I call myself like, oh, maybe one day. Like, every time, oh, during taxes, I'm going to give me a cutlass.
Yeah, yeah.
But deep down, I'm like, are you ready for this?
Yeah.
Because you're trying to do other things. You don't
Yeah.
have time to be doing no pet projects with cars.
Yeah.
Because it's very time consuming.
It is.
I'm sure it is. And it's a whole, you can truly make a career
Oh, definitely.
out of having a lowrider car.
Yeah.
For me, I have seen it firsthand. I'm like, this incredible.
Yeah.
Like me being, because I'm from Boyle Heights,
Hmm.
so seeing people every weekend going down Whittier Boulevard, and to know that it's become what it is
Yeah.
insanity to me.
Yeah.
Like, how does that make you feel to know? Because you were in this since you were a child, and to see the revolution that it's become.
You know, I, I mean, honestly, it's really cool. I never imagined that it would be as mainstream as it is.
Yeah.
Like, it's really cool. I know that I feel like some of the old school lowriders don't like it. They're like, it's,
Saturated.
yeah, and this and that. But it's
Hmm.
like, bro, if it wasn't what it is, then it would be dead.
Yeah.
It's like it's a new generation of lowriding, and
Hmm.
you know, I love it. I love it, and I can only imagine if I would have built a car 20 years ago.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, just imagine that. It's like, wow, you know. But I mean, it's an amazing thing, and it's really cool just the presence of women that are in the scene right now. Because even when, like I said, even what 7 8 years ago, when I first came out into the scene with my husband, we were, Whittier Boulevard was always shut down. There was no Whittier Boulevard
This is
at
true.
that time. We would go all the way down to Broadway, Crenshaw,
Yeah.
and there was no females. I didn't see females driving.
Hmm.
I like there wasn't, and there was, like I said, there was only one female that I saw back then. I know they were out there. I'm not gonna ever take that away. There's always been females. They've always been around. Um, kudos to them, but they're not like today.
Mm-mm.
Nowhere near like today. Even when I got my car, like I would see an occasional female driving her man's car, but not like today.
Mm-mm.
It's not.
Not at
It's
all.
changed so much, and it's a good change.
Yeah.
It's a good change, and it's really empowering
Hmm.
because who would have thought?
Yeah.
Like really.
And for it to go as far back as only 8 years is crazy. Like,
Yeah,
I'm thinking
almost
this is
definitely.
like 10, 15 years where women are just like, this is only 8 years ago.
Yeah.
And it's insane. It's like thinking of like kind of like voting. It's only been
Yeah.
100 years
Oh yeah.
since women have been able to vote. And it's like,
Hmm.
damn,
Yeah.
like, what do you
Hmm.
mean it's only been like 8 years?
Yeah.
It's,
And that's my story. Like I said, I know. Again, I've always
they've been
tried to
out there.
give credit to the women that have been out there doing this before me because I know they're always out there. They've been out there before. They're gonna be there after.
Hmm.
And but like this is my story.
Yeah.
Like there wasn't women out there, and there wasn't a big representation of women out there, and just being a part of it um, is a blessing. It's a
Yeah.
blessing, and it's really empowering, and it's really it's an amazing thing to be able to find women that love lowriding, that have the same passion of building cars, and are in a positive mindset too,
Yeah.
to where it's like they're not out here with the drama, they're not out here with the bullshit,
This is true. I haven't really seen
because
much of that.
because it's out there, but finding the right group of women
To work
to
with.
help steer clear from that is
Hmm.
tough, because women, I feel, are naturally prone and drawn to want to have drama.
They can be. I mean, we want to
Yeah,
change that stigma,
exactly.
but
And that's
it happens.
it's like I mean, it is what it is. Some people are more prone to it, and hey, that's their thing.
Yeah.
But as for me, like I, at the end of the day, like even with just with the club and the girls, it's like anybody comes with some drama or whatever, I'm like, you know what? I just want to ride, dude. Like, I don't care about that.
Yeah.
I don't care about the politics of this and looks, and I don't care about none of that. I just want to low ride. That's what I'm here
Yeah.
for, and that's what I'm gonna keep doing. You know.
So let's go back to when you started your car club. Was the idea to actually make it a club, or was this just like, I am Lady Lowrider and I'm just gonna start this on my own?
So the original idea of Lady Lowrider for me was like I'm trying to go back and really think about how everything kind of transpired. It was to make to make a statement. Like there was no representation for women out in the lowrider scene. And I wanted to build something that, um, it was started as a brand for me initially. I made hoodies, um, shirts, and stuff like that. That's how it started. And then I made a plaque. I made myself a plaque, and I was like, you know what? I want to build this brand, the name, whatever it ends up being. If it did turn into a club, I that was an idea as well, because it was a plaque. You can't, what is a plaque represents a club and what you represent. So I plaqued up my car, and then I had women ask me for plaques and to join.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, I had women ask me. I had that's how it started, and it just grew from there.
Own. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, in the beginning, I wasn't sure if I wanted to do a club because prior to, I had already been in a female male car club.
Oh, it's unisex.
Yeah, and
Okay.
that I had already been in a club, so I already knew like how club shit went down, and it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. Even though you want to steer clear from drama, there's drama. It's always, dealing with people is dealing with people, no matter what aspect of life it is.
Yeah.
So, I already knew what it was about. So I wasn't sure, to be honest, when I first did it. If I wanted to do a club, I was back and forth. But like I said, I did have women reach out and want to, to get a plaque and ask me to start the club. So I did. And it just grew from there. I had, I met women along the way, and we've built together, a club that's just grown and put a positive aspect to lowriding for women.
Right.
And it hasn't been easy, hasn't been perfect. We've had our ups and downs, like everything else in life, but. It's really has been a blessing to be a part of this and to create something that has really inspired a lot of women. And I say that because, it that's what it's done, and it's really been a journey for myself and the women along that are in the club with us as well.
I'm sure. Absolutely. So you start this club, everything's going smoothly, you have your members, right? And then suddenly it takes on a life of its own. It's very like, okay, here's this, here's this, here's that. You're going to work with this person, you're going to do this. Did you ever see that coming?
No, I didn't. I honestly didn't. What I think about a lot is I remember when I was with the old club that I was with, and I remember one of the issues that people had with me was a lot of the attention that I would get, right, being on the scene.
As an individual?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right? And, I guess the pictures, whatever it was, whatever you call it. And they would say, one of the sayings was, oh, she just wants to be famous. Oh, she just wants this, and I'd be like, what the hell does that even mean? Like, how do you be famous and rich in lowrider culture? Like, that isn't, like, it just didn't, in my mind, it didn't commute. It it was like, what? Like, dude, I'm just doing what I'm doing because I want to do it because I love it.
Right.
Right? And I always said or thought to myself, like, how could you possibly make money and how could you possibly be famous in the lowrider culture? Like, this whole aspect of lowriding, it costs money to lowride.
Right.
You don't make money.
Right.
It costs
where's your
money.
investment at?
Yeah, it's like, okay. So fast forwarding to now, being that we've gotten these opportunities that we've gotten as a club and myself as an individual as well, I didn't expect it, and I didn't even know it was possible.
Yeah.
To be honest, so it's I didn't know it went hand in hand. I didn't know, because even back then, who lowriding wasn't even just 5 years ago what it is today.
Right.
Think about the lowrider, the Super Bowl commercial.
Yes.
A couple of ones that like, yeah, like, dude, that was so crazy. Like, that was so cool.
Yeah.
So it's like, wow, who would have thought?
Yeah.
it would be as mainstream and it would be where it's at today.
Well, it's not just that. It's just it's part of a culture
Yeah.
from, especially a specific state.
Yeah.
Like California is a big deal, and California is seen as like the Hollywood goods and the glamour. So to finally have California seen for what it kind of really is,
Yeah.
it is that plays a big staple,
Yeah.
a huge staple. Like Snoop, I don't understand how this didn't happen 20 years ago with Snoop and
Yeah.
Dogg.
And it makes sense.
Because
You're
they've
right.
been doing the lowrider stuff since the 90s.
Yeah.
So for it to now be accepted, but I think it's just with time, because now, as if I don't really feel like we should be labeled minorities anymore, because we're kind of more of a majority.
Yeah.
With minorities just catapulting in music and acting and business in general, it's a perfect time now.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now that we had like a certain group of minorities that kind of like paved the way, now it's like, okay, we're gonna bring them in, because they bring this benefit to us, and we can now come together and they can now shine.
Yeah.
So and I feel that like the lowrider culture is very, very much a homage to that.
Yeah. No, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. And I agree. And it's, I think everything just, the way I've seen everything transpire is just like, you know what, everything happens the way it's supposed to.
I agree.
It's like you just get what's coming to you.
Yeah.
And that's it. Like there's no other kind of another way to say it other than then, you know what, you just, like I always go back to this. If you do what you love, and it shows, that's when, you kind of catch the blessings as well.
I agree. When you just let it fly.
When you're not out here doing it with
The intention of,
exactly.
Because when you do it with the intention of, it's not as organic, so it's
Yeah.
gonna be a lot harder for you to reach where you're supposed to reach.
Most definitely. And I can attest to that. So that's why I feel like that's why, 'cause it's like for me it's never been about anything other than the passion that I have for low riding.
Yeah.
And building my car and wanting to be on the streets, riding in my car, hitting my switches with my family, with my girls. That's what it's always been about for me. Always. And everything else has just been a plus.
Yeah. So let's talk about the very first time you had your first major anything when it came to your car. What was that like?
Let's see. I'm trying to think.
Well, which one was the one that you feel was the one that made
The
you
coolest
say,
thing?
oh my gosh,
I'm
yeah.
gonna tell you honestly, the coolest thing that I think, I don't even know. I'm gonna stick with this one because this is just wow. Because so being on the cover of Lowrider magazine,
Man.
I
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever really sat and talked about how dope that really is.
Oh, yeah.
In my own personal, my story.
Yeah.
Right. So growing up, everybody knew about Lowrider magazine. Like Lowrider magazine was, if you're a lowrider builder, like I, in my personal opinion, I think the goal would be to be on Lowrider magazine.
Absolutely.
Right.
Even
Because
to get inside.
Yeah,
would be a
because
privilege.
that's like, that's kind of like the lowrider holy grail, I would say, in my opinion. That's, your build, that's your recognition.
Absolutely.
Right?
To kind of say that, you're out here
Exactly.
doing things. Yeah.
So the fact that my car was on the cover,
And you.
and me,
With
was
3 other women.
Yeah, with the
Yeah.
3 other women on an all women's issue.
And to be the one in the front.
It is like, wow. Like even now, I still kind of like I'm truly like honored. Like I can't even express how dope that really is to me, because number one, there was no more Lowrider magazine, right? They only brought it back for that one episode.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
They only brought it back for that one issue.
Good for you.
So, it was already gone. It was done. And they were like, somebody said, let's do an all-female magazine. And then somebody else said, yeah, let's have Sandy be on the cover with her car. Like, what the fuck? Like, even when I first found out about it, I was like, I didn't even know that I was going to be on the cover with my car.
Yeah.
I just knew that they wanted to do an issue on my car. And I was like, oh, that's fucking badass. Like, okay,
Yeah.
cool. Like, oh my God, I was so excited.
Yeah.
Like, it was the coolest fucking thing ever.
Yeah.
Like, it really is. It really is. Like, I don't care what anybody says. Like, in my mind, like, that's something that
That's
I
the
would have
holy grail.
never ever thought
Yeah.
could happen for myself. Especially because, like I said, my car is not it's not like a crazy show car,
Out
you know.
there, all the lights
Yeah,
and the
it's not
flash.
all
Yeah.
all flashy, and but it's a street car. It's, been out there, it's put in its work, it's broken down, it's still driving, and it's still out there. So I honestly feel like that was probably one of the dopest, and its history.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
somebody told me that, and it took somebody to really actually tell me that too. Like,
Yeah.
you're in lowrider history. I was like, no shit.
Yeah.
They're like, you really are, and I was like,
Are you the first? Are you guys the first females on the cover as builders?
yeah,
And oh wow.
yeah,
Yeah.
It's the first female, all female magazine.
Yeah.
Made by all females. So it was a
Really?
whole female.
Oh wow!
It was a whole
Congratulations.
female
Yeah.
made magazine, from the editor, photographers,
Beautiful.
everything about it,
Yeah.
everything, and it's just like I said. I don't think I've ever really expressed how grateful and how honored I am to be a part of that, and just that's like really cool.
Were you competing before, like in the shows?
You know what? I've never really competed with my car. I mean, I've put my car in the shows, but not for competition, because, like I said,
So just for display.
yeah.
Okay.
And what's funny is that the first time I ever put my car in a show, I was actually very hesitant, because I was like, my car's not a show car.
Yeah.
And the guy that was throwing the show was like, Sandy, he was like, everybody knows your car. Like, they fucking love your car. And I was like, okay. He goes, you think they wouldn't want to come and see your car at a show?
Yeah.
Like, dude, your car's, like, all over YouTube. Everybody knows your car. They know who you are. And I was just like,
Yeah, and
I didn't
it's
think
very
about it like
classic
that.
lowrider. That's
Yeah.
the thing. A lot of times it doesn't have to be about the flash itself.
Yeah.
If you're a true like lowrider person, it's
Yeah.
about the abilities of the car.
yeah,
It's about the way like you're doing
Yeah.
like certain things, like even the way like the Daytons are on
Yeah.
it. You know,
Yeah.
like the classic of it, the
Yeah.
original parts, things like that. So
Yeah.
they're looking at it for more of that as opposed of the flash. Like
Yeah.
your car is
It-
extremely classic.
yeah. And it took, like I said, I've always just done everything, as a passion. And I really have had to have people, like, kind of be like, look, your car's pretty dope. And I'm like, okay, I guess,
Yeah.
and put it in the show, and, take it here. Like, even like with the Peterson Museum thing, that's a whole nother thing too, where I was like, what the?
Yeah.
When I first took my car to go get dropped off there, I was like, oh my God, these cars here are like,
Yeah.
I was like, I feel like I was out of my league up
Yeah.
in there, but she's there. While she's there on 3, well, not right now. I gotta go do some maintenance on her, but she's there, and they chose her to be a part of the display representing women in hydraulics.
So what did that call look like
The call,
for the museum?
it was kind of like the same thing, like the Lowrider magazine. It was a surprising. It was like, hey, we're doing this display at the museum, and we would love to have your car there as a representation of women in the streets and hydraulics. And I was like, no shit. I was hesitant because, like I said, my car, it's for a year.
Yeah.
It's for a whole year, and my car's been gone for a long time.
Yeah.
But I've been currently in the process of building another car, so that's kind of why I agreed to it, because this other one that I've been building was supposed to be done. It's not done yet, but it's still a work in progress. So hopefully soon. Hopefully, I'm pushing it.
I mean, and it's a part of history too. Like,
Yeah,
you
it
don't
was.
wanna...
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. It was a lot of stuff. I mean, it's funny because the lowrider scene and the people in it are so like I love them. I love everybody. I'm not gonna ever bash anybody, and but it's everybody has their own opinions about everything and how everything should be and
That's how humans
what
are
you
as a
should
whole.
do and how they and it's just so funny. Like now I just take everything and I just laugh.
You have to go with your own gut,
Yeah, I just
ultimately.
laugh. I'm just like, okay, thanks. People all give me their opinions about
Yeah.
this and that, and I just laugh and I just like smile and wave, like, okay, thanks.
Right.
Because it's you're never gonna make everybody happy. So
Right.
it's just like, um, do what makes you happy. That's it. That's it. That's all you can do, and that's what I've been doing.
Yeah.
And it's been a journey and it's been a pretty cool one.
So your car club was recently honored
Yes.
for award. Can we talk about that a little bit?
Yes, yes, we actually did. We got the Icons of Lowriding
That's
award a
awesome.
couple months ago, which was really cool and again surprising as well. Being a fairly new club, but definitely making a statement out there. Representing women, doing what we love, inspiring each other
Hmm.
to build cars, to lowride, to be positive. You know, um, that's really at the end of the day what the foundation of what our club is and what it represents
Absolutely.
is really just trying to be females in lowriding and do it with love and grace and passion.
Right.
Nothing else, no extra shit. No, we're better than this or nah, none of that. Just we're gonna do how we do it, and I've done how I've been doing it, how I've been doing it, even before the club.
Hmm.
You know, and I that's the goal is just
Hmm.
to continue and to continue to put positivity out there because
Hmm.
there's enough drama and
There is.
mayhem
I
on
mean,
its own.
we know we don't need that.
Yeah, exactly.
But now, this is a fashion show. And you did one of the ultimate bucket list things for your club and for yourself. You went ahead and did a collaboration with Savage X Fenty.
I did.
Tell
I
me
did.
how that worked out.
you know, that was another blessing. That was something that um, I remember when they reached out to me, they had said that there was a big brand wanted to collab with the female car club based out of Los Angeles. And I didn't know the details of everything when I first was in cahoots with the team.
Right.
And I did go through a process like of elimination. I had to do interviews and
Oh, these they tried to contract, or they were trying to interview multiple car clubs.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So uh, they I think they kind of did like interviews and kind of to see who was the best fit
Okay.
for the collab. But they did choose us. They chose us, and I went and did a whole shoot with them.
Okay.
They had a they had a new lace lingerie line coming out. They wanted us to collab with promoting it and
Mm.
promoting the club.
Based on the
And
colors of your cars.
yeah,
I see.
based on just being
Yeah.
females, in the scene. Um, I know the big thing was excuse me, when we did like the interviews and stuff, it was how each woman in our club, this was a big thing that they kind of brought was had a different like they were all individuals. So we weren't like, oh, just like a specific skinny person. Like everybody
Everybody
was
was
different.
different. Yeah.
Everybody was different. Everybody had a different look, and that's kind of what Savage represents.
Mm-hmm.
So that
Very
was like,
diverse.
yeah, that was a big factor for them when they chose us, and they had me go, and I didn't even know that I was gonna model and do all that stuff that I did with them
Yeah.
initially, which was really cool. It was really cool, and man, I don't even know what to say about that, but it
It's
was.
on the site already?
Yeah, they have their they did do like two like promotional like little videos.
Nice.
We did the whole setup with them at a car show. They laced up one of the cars in lace
Oh, that's
to
cool.
promote the lace brand,
Yeah.
the lace line, and yeah, and they debuted their new lace collection
That's
with
beautiful.
us. Yeah.
I mean, again, I can't even imagine that 8 years ago you'd be like, you know what, I'm gonna be,
Right?
modeling for Savage X Fenty
I,
with my car, and it's like, what?
right?
Like, I'm sure this is surreal to you.
You know what it is? It is, and I don't even think now that I really even low key kind of realize like how dope the stuff is that we've been able to do. Like I do realize it, but it's still kind of like you said, surreal. Like I don't,
Yeah.
I don't who would have thought, to be honest,
I
you know.
think the part that you're missing is that there's a couple things. You are a bit of a fashion icon
Yeah.
in a way. And then you are representing women like yourself, young
Yeah.
girls like yourself, that with our previous interview that we had, I want to be a Formula race
Yeah.
car driver, but ain't nothing out there.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take a step back.
Yeah.
Now we have, she did this and this and this. I could do that too.
Yeah.
So you're a staple to what women can
Yeah.
be a pioneer of sorts,
Yeah.
um, to show that anything is possible. Is there anything that you feel is very bucket list for you when it comes to this journey? Something you would like that you haven't done yet?
Honestly, I don't even know. I can't even. I would say be on the cover of Lowrider magazine.
But you've already done it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit, I don't know. I honestly don't know. I just know that to me that was really huge. That was big. That was,
Yeah.
like when you talk about lowrider
Yeah.
and being a female lowrider
Yeah.
and, like Lowrider magazine, I mean, is the shit. And you know what? I don't ever I just take everything as it comes.
Yeah.
I don't, it's if we get some other dope shit coming our way, that's amazing, and we're staying blessed.
Mm-hmm.
And if not, that's cool too. We've done a lot, and we're just gonna continue what we're doing.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I don't know. That's a tough one.
You know what I find really cool about you
Huh?
is the fact that, like, we'll say societal standards, because
Uh huh.
I mean we don't all think the same. Of all the things that
Mhm.
you've done Savage and you've done Lowrider, and you're like, Lowrider's my shit. You're like, to be on the cover, but that says a lot.
Yeah.
That says a lot about you as a person, because a lot
Yeah.
of times, 9 times out of 10, people are like, I did Savage, it's
Yeah.
and I can't believe it. And you're like, no,
Yeah.
I did Lowrider. That's what
Yeah.
I wanted to do. So
Yeah.
that says a lot about you as a person, is that
Yeah.
you had a goal and you
Yeah.
were able to set it, and
Yeah.
you were blessed with being able to go beyond,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
The other thing is, I mean, I don't know. You never considered maybe like having your car in the Smithsonian.
I don't know.
I mean, that might be something
Yeah.
to consider. I mean, because it's
Yeah.
history.
Yeah.
You're like, again, a car club that has been recognized all over the place.
Yeah.
I just recently found out that you have like a whole bunch of documentaries out there
Yeah.
about yourself, and
Yeah, I mean, I've done a couple. Not like I haven't done like a real thorough like intense one. I've done a couple of interviews. I've done a couple of different things here and there. Um, but it's I think that that's been what's been able to inspire a lot of young girls too, is just being able to talk about my story and how I've done it, and just my path and how I built my car, and the setting the tone for myself, and even just for the club and the girls in the club. and it's 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 been an amazing journey. It really has, and I've met some beautiful people along the way,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and I've had ups and downs. I've had fallouts, which is, you
It's
know,
gonna happen
it's
when you
yeah,
have
it's a
that.
part of life, and
Yeah.
it's everything has been a growing experience for me, and honestly, like I can't even be mad about it. It's, you know, it's been all a part of the process, you know,
Mm-hmm.
so I can't be mad about any of it because it still has continued to bring me what I need in my life,
Yeah, and it's always gonna be like that,
you
regardless.
know.
For anyone who is either in the spotlight,
Yeah,
or that really has like that grace of God on them,
yeah,
where they're able to get, the blessings
yeah,
that they
definitely.
deserve. People are always gonna be like, that
Oh,
should have been me. No, it
oh,
shouldn't have been you, because it would have been.
You're
Yeah.
right. You're 100%
Yeah,
right,
it's
and
true.
that's why, like, you know what, I don't I don't I don't ask for anything more
Than
than what
what
I
you
have.
deserve. Mm-hmm.
I don't ask for anything more than what I have. I'm content with what I have. I'm happy with my G body.
Yeah.
I'm happy with my little home.
Yeah.
I'm happy with, you know, my crazy marriage.
Yeah.
I'm happy with my crazy kids. I'm
Yeah.
content.
Yeah.
I am. I don't ask for anything other than what I have, and that's why I stay blessed.
Yeah,
You know.
absolutely. So, is there anything that we could look forward to that you have coming up that we should be on the lookout for?
Um, I don't. You know what? My car, my new build.
Okay.
That's my mission right now. My new build
Okay.
is, you know, it's on and popping. It's, you know, I've been working on it day and night,
Okay.
and you know, that's my new passion right now is getting that car out. Um, I do have a couple other things that I'm still in the works of lining up, just with as far as like, you know, I know I am doing I'm doing like some interviews and stuff with some German production teams
Okay.
out of Germany.
Nice.
Some, you know, I'm doing some stuff with them. I'm doing some stuff with the Natural History Museum as well,
Oh, nice.
so that I'm
Okay.
working on. So I have a couple little things here and there, but my big thing right now is really just trying to get that car out.
Yeah.
Is that's my number one right now. So,
I
you
can
know,
take you. You're
yeah.
so like, you know what? I'm working on this car, blah, blah, blah. I got some shit with the natural history museum. Just a little something, like, girl, do you realize what you're saying here?
I
But,
you
yeah, I
you
mean,
know yeah, you know what, it is everything, like I said, everything's it's a blessing, and I can't, you know, I'm so blessed, and everything is has so completely humbled me
yeah,
and been a blessing, and I'm thankful every day for everything that has come my way and for me and the girls. And but at the end of the day, girl, what I love is the
the,
whole part of it
the
is
humble beginning.
yeah,
And it's
that's
always going to be that way.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I love. I love building my cars. I love riding. Like, that's where my heart's at.
yeah,
So it's like, you know, I can't not I cannot express that enough, that that's where it's at for me. That's where my love's
yeah.
at. That's where my passion is.
No, but that's a beautiful thing.
You
I
know?
mean, at the end of the day, like, to be able to know where you started from,
Yeah.
and that ultimately you will always go back to that.
Yeah.
It'll always be, I gotta build this car. I have to,
Mm.
work on this. I'm
Yeah.
gonna do that. Like, it's not even a thing of, oh, now we're gonna do this, and now we
Yeah.
want to get, because most people,
Yeah.
with the caliber of accolades that you have, your awards, your
Mhm.
features and things like that,
Yeah.
you'd be aiming higher
Yeah.
and higher
Yeah.
and higher. But you're like, no, I'm gonna be over here working on this car, and
Yeah.
whatever
Yeah.
happens,
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah. I mean,
So
you know, cause
yeah,
yeah, and you know, sometimes I feel like, oh, you know, but I'm like, you know what? I'm not. I I guess because that was never the goal. You know what I'm
hmm,
saying? That was never the goal was never to to be where I'm at. It
yeah,
was just to low ride,
yeah,
you know, and the fact that it's come, you know, all of these blessings have come. It's just I have nobody else to thank but God, than just
hmm,
having favor in my life and continuing to use me as, you know, as His own,
yeah,
and, you know, showing the, you know, being a positive female out there, considering everything that I've gone through, and, you know, it's
hmm.
because it hasn't been an easy road. It really
I'm sure
hasn't.
it hasn't.
But you know, that's that's just been the blessings,
Hmm.
and, you know, I take them, and I'm humbly grateful for them all.
Yeah.
And we'll see what else we get.
Yeah. Let's see what 2025 brings.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see for sure.
But truly, congratulations on all of your accolades,
Thank
everything
you.
that you've accomplished, and for being a true pioneer in the lowrider community.
Thank you so much. I appreciate
It's
it.
very honorable. So where can we find you to follow your journey?
You can find me on Instagram, Facebook. My Instagram is sbeauty_1, or the Lady Lowrider Car Club page as well.
So that is how we are going to end Boss Babe Month with a bang, with the talented, beautiful, and accomplished Sandy Avila of Lady Lowrider. And that concludes Boss Babe Month. And stay tuned for next month, where we have Men in Fashion. Until next time.